Jai Hind. Now we are presenting a great personality and writer of national anthem, Rabindranath Tagore. Now two quotations of him. First, cloud come floating into my life, no longer to carry rain or user storm, but to add color to my sunset sky. Second, if you cry because the sun has gone out of your life, your fear will prevent you from seeing the stars. So let's start the video. Now, biography of Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore, who composed the national anthem of India and won Nobel Prize for Literature, was a multi-talented personality in every sense. He was a Bengali poet, Brahma Samaj philosopher, visual artist, playwright, novelist, painter and a composer. He was also a culture reformer who modified Bengali art by reworking the structure that codified it within the sphere of classical Indian forms. Though he was a polymath, his literary work alone are enough to place him in the list of all-time greats. Even today, Rabindranath Tagore is often remembered for his poet songs, which are both spiritual and merciful. He was one of those great minds ahead of his time, and that is exactly why his meeting with Albert Einstein is considered as a clash between science and spirituality. Tagore was keen in spreading his ideologies to the rest of the world and hence embarked on a world tour, lecturing in countries like Japan and the United States. Soon his work were admired by peoples of various countries and he eventually became the first non-European to win a Nobel Prize. Apart from Jan Gan Man, the national anthem of India, his composition Amar Sonar Bangla was adopted as the national anthem of Bangladesh, and the national anthem of Sri Lanka was inspired by one of his works. Now, childhood and early life of Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born on 7th May 1861 to Devendranath Tagore and Sarda Devi in the Jorasanko Mansions, the ancestral home of the Tagore family in Calcutta. He was the youngest son among 13 children. Though the Tagore family had many members, he was mostly raised by servant and maid as he lost his mother while he was still very young and with his father being an extensive rebuilder. At a very young age, Rabindranath Tagore was part of the Bengali Renaissance, which his family took active participation in. He was also a child prodigy as he started penning down poems at the age of 8. He also started composing artwork at a tender age and by the age of 16 he had started publishing poems under the Bhanu Simha. He also wrote the short story Bhikharini in 1876 and the poem collection Sandhya Sangeet in 1882. He drew inspiration by reading the classical poetry of Kalidas and started coming up with classical poems of his own. Some of his other influences and inspiration came from his brothers and sisters. While Vijendranath, his elder brother, was a poet and philosopher, Satyendranath, another brother of his, was in a highly respectable position. His sister Swarn Kumari was a well-known novelist. Tagore was largely home-schooled and was trained by his siblings in the field of gymnastics, martial art, anatomy, literature, history and mathematics, among various other subjects. In 1873, he accompanied his father and toured the country for many months. During this journey, he accumulated knowledge on several subjects. His stay at Amritsar paved the way for him to learn about Sikhism, an experience which he would later on use to pen down as many as 6 poems and many articles on the religion. Now, education of him. Rabindranath Tagore's traditional education began in Bristol, East Sussex, England, at a public school. He was sent to England in the year 1878 as his father wanted him to become a barrister. He was later joined by some of his relatives like his nephew, niece and sister-in-law in order to support him during his stay in England. Rabindranath Tagore had always despised formal education and thus showed no interest in learning from his school. He was later on enrolled at the University College in London, where he was asked to learn law. But he once again dropped out and learned several works of Shakespeare on his own. After learning the essence of English, Irish and Scottish literature and music, he returned to India and married Marlini Devi when she was just 10 years old. Now something about establishment of Santiniketan. Rabindranath Tagore's father had bought a huge stretch of land in Santiniketan with an idea of establishing an experimental school in his father's property. He shipped west to Santiniketan in 1901 and founded an ashram there. It was a prayer hall with marble flooring and was named the Mandir. The classes there were held under trees and followed the traditional Guru Shishya method of teaching. Rabindranath Tagore hoped that the revival of his ancient method of teaching would prove beneficial when compared to modernization method. Unfortunately, his wife and two of his children died during their stay in Santiniketan, and this left Rabindranath Tagore distraught. In the meantime, his work started growing more and more popular among the Bengali and as well as the foreign readers. This eventually gained him recognition all over the world, and in 1913, Rabindranath Tagore was awarded the prestigious Nobel Prize in Literature, becoming Asia's first Nobel laureate. Now something about the world tour of him. Since Rabindranath Tagore believed in the concept of one word, he set out on a world tour in an attempt to spread his ideology. He also took along with him his translated works, which caught the attention of many legendary poets. He also literatured in countries like the United States and Japan. Soon after, Tagore found himself visiting places like Mexico, Singapore, and Rome, where he met national leaders and important personalities, including the likes of Einstein and Mussolini. In 1927, he embarked on a Southeast Asia tour and inspired many with his wisdom and literary works. Tagore also used this opportunity to discuss with many world leaders the issue between Indians and the English. Though his initial aim was to put an end to nationalism, Rabindranath Tagore, over a period of time, realized that nationalism was mightier than his ideology, and hence developed further hatred toward it. By the end of it all, he had visited as many as 30 countries spread over 5 continents. Now something about Tagore's artist. Rabindranath Tagore took up drawing and painting when he was around 60 years old. His paintings were displayed as exhibitions organized throughout Europe. The style of Tagore had certain peculiarities in aesthetic and coloring scheme, which distinguished it from those of all artists. He was also influenced by the craftwork of the Malangan people belonging to the northern New Ireland. He was also influenced by Haida carving from the west coast of Canada and woodcuts by Max Peasant. The National Gallery of Modern Art in New Delhi houses as many as 102 artwork of Tagore. Now, political view of Tagore. Though Tagore denounced nationalism, he also wished for the Indian independence through some of his politically charged songs. He also supported Indian nationalists and publicly criticized European imperialism. He also criticized the education system that was forced upon India by the English. In 1915, he received knighthood from the British Crown, which he later renounced, citing the massacre held at Jallianwala Bagh. He said that the knighthood meant nothing to him when the British failed to even consider his fellow Indians as humans. Now, something about last days and the death of Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore spent last 4 years of his life in constant pain and was bogged down by 2 long bouts of illness. In 1937, he went into a comatose condition, which relapsed after a period of 3 years. After an extensive period of suffering, Tagore died on August 7 in 1941 in the same Joransko mansion in which he was brought up. That's it. Jai Hind.